everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and you guys, I'm excited. As you saw in yesterday's video, if you did not see all of this in yesterday's video, I will link it right up here. That was the new Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade palette where we've been playing with swatching and testing this bad boy, and I wanted to separate this full face of first impressions because I really wanted that palette to have its own moment. Like, it's a beautiful palette and it needed its own time. So I hope you guys are all right with this. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below that you guys are cool with me kind of splitting it into two videos, because I didn't want to go like shy on any like one product, and I really felt like that was like just a headliner all by itself and it needed its own video. And look at these eyes, like, come on, I'm obsessed already. And we're gonna just dive into the rest of the full face, you guys. I have just a ton of new products I really want to test out for you guys and play around with. So, you know, to get started, the first thing we're gonna dive into is the foundation, and I'm super excited to play with this. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Foundation. It says that it is an all-day wear broad spectrum SPF. I picked this up in the shade Porcelain L1, and yeah, it just says that it's an all-day makeup and that it's supposed to last and look beautiful, and everybody's talking about it, and it does say luminous, so I was a little bit worried about my oily skin situation, but you know what, like, we're just gonna move past that. Now, if you are new to my channel, every time I do a foundation test, I do just like two ways. I normally split it on the face, but I always keep primer the same, because I feel like even in a full face of first impressions, you have to have a constant with your foundation, either primer or foundation, but I never do a new of both. So on both sides of my face today, because this is luminous, I stuck with one, and that is my Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For. This, I know how this works on my face, I know what it does to foundation, and I really wanted to give this foundation a fair shot. So let's go ahead. I don't know how this looks on my skin tone yet. We're gonna give it a little shake, and we're gonna just kind of dive in, you guys. What are we even doing with our lives? Come on, let's go. Well, this doesn't look actually like a bad color at all. That's not bad. How much product do you get in here? 1 fluid ounce. All right. This is drugstore if you are not familiar. Flower Beauty is Drew Barrymore's line. She's been collabing with influencers all over the place lately. But this used to be exclusively sold at Walmart. Now you can also get it at Ulta, which is where I picked this up at. So let's go ahead. I have a damp Real Technique sponge right here. Yeah, that's good and damp actually. And let's go ahead and just bounce this all over the face. Girl, we needed to bring you guys in a little bit. You were so far away. I'm starting to cry a little bit. Okay, so it's kind of yellow undertoned, but that's all right. I can work with this. I feel like I didn't get a ton of coverage. Huh, okay. My nose itches right here, and I'm just like, huh. I'll just punch myself in the face. That's fine. So I guess we're going to need some more of this foundation. I feel like it's oxidizing. It is oxidizing. Okay, look at this. Hold on. Let me, like, I want to show you guys this, because I thought I was crazy. That's the color that I just squirted out, and that's the color it oxidized to. That looks orange, right? Like, it looks more orange. Okay, guys, I thought I was losing my mind there for a second. As I was putting it on my face, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? This looks like it's a different color. It really is a different color. Okay. We're just going to keep on pushing it into the skin. You guys, I have been, like, obsessed with the idea of a full face of first impressions, because I pick up, like, so many like little things here and there, like, oh, I tested, you know, I'm picking up some new blushes, or I'm picking up some new this, and I still want to be able to put them on camera for you, but it's nothing that like would be a whole video. So I really hope that you guys love this as much as I do, because I seriously want to start getting to do more full face first impressions, because I love them. Oh, they're so wonderful. And I'm new to this whole like putting your brows on first business. So I have to be like real careful as I block the camera. I'm like, oh, just talk to my dirty mirror. That's fine. I want to know down in the comments, you guys, how many of you put like your eye makeup or your brows or whatever? How many of you do it before foundation? Am I like crazy for even trying this? Because I actually really like the process. I like it for like filming and stuff, because my brows are already done when I go on camera, which is really nice. But then I feel like I'm doing this for an hour, like trying to go around them and make them look good. And oy. Okay, guys, so here's what I think. I think that this is okay. It's like light medium coverage for sure. Look at how wet my face looks. Okay, so I'm just being fair. Like, I don't think this is something that's going to last on my skin very well. And I just know it because I'm naturally very oily. But you know what? Even luminous and dry skin girls need their day too. So I had to try it out. It is beautiful on the skin. Like, if you love a beautiful dewy complexion, if you have dry skin, anything like that, I really, like, look at the way the light bounces off this. You look so fresh faced, so dewy. It is so beautiful. I'm not loving the fact that it oxidized, but it actually didn't oxidize as bad as I thought it did. Maybe like a half a shade, and it went just a little bit more warm tone as opposed to like the more cool tone that it was when I put it on, or the more neutral tone. So it did oxidize a little bit, which I can live with. I mean, a lot of things oxidize. It is what it is. The coverage is the part that I'm a little bit disappointed in more than anything else, because I felt like I couldn't get a lot of coverage around this area, but I'm gonna work with it. It's fine. I think it does a beautiful job at like smoothing over the pores, like so beautiful. Makes everything just like, look at how glossy I look right now. Like my whole face looks so luminous. I look a little sweaty, like treadmill sweat is a real thing. like I actually went to a treadmill. Pfft, bitch, please. So obviously next we are going to move on to concealer. And for concealer, I actually have like 3 options because I'm so extra. Number 1, I have the Flower Beauty concealer, which is their illuminating light or something. What is this? Light Illusion full coverage concealer. This I've heard really, really nice things about, so I did pick it up. I also have the Tarte creaseless concealer and the new Born This Way concealer. I used this one the other day, so I won't be using it today, but I'm still testing it out. I think I want to just look at the tones of the Light Illusion as well as the other one and see if they will work. See, it doesn't seem quite brightening enough, and it has kind of a pink undertone to it. What shade did I grab? This is the shade L1, L2 Fair. You can see that kind of, right? Like it blends in with everything though, but it feels really nice and it looks beautiful. So I may or may not use that. Let's look at the tone of this one. Oh wow, this is nice and bright. Okay, this is the Tarte creaseless concealer. Ooh, that's really bright. Ooh, yes. And it's kind of thick. Ooh, but it looks really nice. You know what? I'll give it a try. All right. Maybe we'll just kind of set this one down over here for a second. Let's go in with the Tarte creaseless concealer. This is in the shade 8S Porcelain Sand, which it starts at the shade 8, which leads me to believe that maybe there will be more colors, maybe? I don't know. But let's go ahead and apply it. That feels so thick. Oy, I don't know that I like this. We're just going to bounce that out and see how it's mixing with the foundation. Okay, it looks nice. It's brightening, but it doesn't add coverage like what I want. Okay. You know what? Why not double duty this business? Let's put him down. And let's use the Flower Beauty on the other side to cover up some stuff and see, you know, we'll test the coverage at least. Because the color, like, look at that. It's like a perfect skin match for the foundation, which is kind of disappointing. But let's at least buff it out and see how the coverage is. And then we could always pop some more of the other one over top of it. Ooh, that concealer's pretty. Oh my God, Flower Beauty, please make a lighter shade. Because this is stunning. Oh my God, you guys. Literally, what under eye, dark bags, circles, life, issues, Satan? What? None of it's there. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys, I'm obsessed. And it did it in like, I just like barely buffed it out and it worked so nicely. Oh my God. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of this and put it on the other side. And then we'll brighten up maybe both sides with a little bit of the Tarte. That seems fair, because the Tarte is very brightening. It just doesn't have as much coverage, especially if you're used to like the Tarte Shape Tape. No. So now I'm just going to take, like I said, a little bit of the Tarte one and just pop it right on top. Just for a little bit of like inner eye brightening moment. Girl, that looks so good. So for powder, you guys, I have a new powder that I've never tried. This is the Milani Translucent Light to Medium Powder. I'm kind of excited. I also grabbed this from Ulta. Let's kind of open it up. Did I say this is the shade 01? I don't know if I did or not. Okay, first we have to break into it. I'm sorry. BRB until I figure out what the combination is over here. Oy. We always wondered how Nicolas Cage felt trying to bust into that cave of secrets. Wait, was that Indiana Jones? I think I'm mixing all my metaphors, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, God. All right, so let's just tap some of this out, and let's kind of see color-wise. Okay, it feels really nice. You guys cannot see that. There we go. It feels really nice. It feels nice and smooth. Ooh, it looks nice. Okay, we're going to take some of this, apply it to the under eye, and we will pray that it doesn't make it dark. Because anytime I see like a translucent powder with coverage, I always kind of like hold my breath because it always changes the color of my under eye. Oh yeah, darkened it right up. That's nice. Okay, so that is not a true translucent. Like, look at how bright this eye is versus how dark this eye is. Oh well, that's nice. Good to know. So that powder is really pretty. I just feel like it did take away like all the brightening that I did to my face. And for the rest of my face, oh my god, I'm covered. For the rest of the face, I am going to go in with my Coty Airspun, mainly just because like that's what I use for oil control, and I'm definitely going to need that with this foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and plop some of this on, but I don't hate that powder, honestly. It's not bad. It's definitely a little bit different. Hey, you know what, you guys? While I'm powdering the rest of my face, I'll ask y'all a question. So I have an interesting thought. I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter or don't. If you don't, you definitely should be, because you're going to have a hard time. There was a bug on my mirror. You're going to have a hard time answering my mirror. You're going to have a hard time answering my question because you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But a couple weeks ago, when KL Polish, or Kathleen Lights, when she launched her her nail polish, it was the one with this blue in it. I think it was like Cuban Heat or something like that. But she launched her summer collection. I put like a video up and I was like, hey, you know, I love your collection, blah, blah, blah. And I basically sent her a message. Oh my God, I'm creasing. Oh my God, I'm creasing so much. Oh my God. Do you guys see all the creasing right there? That is a no-no. Okay, the other eye isn't creasing yet. I'm going to throw some of this Airspun under the eyes and hope that maybe I can stop it from creasing. Maybe it's because I layered 2 concealers. Maybe it's the Milani powder. I don't know. You know what, though? If I had to guess, it's probably the Milani powder. And I say that because it has a very thin, it reminds me of the Urban Decay, what was that one? Oh, crap. I can't remember. The Urban Decay, it was like that mix-in translucent. It was really, really thin, slip feeling. It reminds me of that in the way that this Milani one feels. It's really, like, thin. And so I don't think that this is going to be, like, a good powder for me. I need, like, thicker powders. Like, the Maybelline Fit Me is a really good one. Or this Airspun. I need something that really can grab the concealer and, like, push it into place. And I don't think that that one is going to do it. That's a bummer. That's definitely my first plop. Because I don't think that that's the concealer. I usually can tell a difference. Because if it's the concealer, normally it'll start to get weird long before I set it. And that's not what happened here. Okay, so anyways, back to what I was saying. I put this video out for Kathleen Lights, and it was basically just like a minute of me telling her, like, hey, you know what, we really appreciate this. Like, you have a really unique aesthetic, blah, blah, blah. And I was just, like, basically complimenting her, but at the same time, not, like, blowing smoke up her ass, you know? And I got to thinking, like, this is, like, the whole reason I did it is because that's the point of my channel, right? Like, this whole concept that you can uplift people, whether they're a high up there in the beauty community, whether they're not, it doesn't matter. You can talk about someone or talk to them and congratulate them or admire them, and it doesn't always have to be like so grandiose or oh my god, like fangirl, because I think that that really annoys me. And I feel like at the end of the day, whether it's a YouTuber with a lot of followers or a blogger, a vlogger, whoever they are, they all deserve not admiration, but they all deserve like the normal good job that the rest of us get. You know, if you lose like 20 pounds, you get like, wow, good job, like that was really hard. Or if you do something, you get like a real congratulations, like heartfelt from people. And I feel like as people grow in the beauty community, or again, whatever community it is online, they lose like the genuine aesthetic to that, like the realness to it. People are just, whatever they do, oh my god, like you lifted a finger, good job, wow, you sure lifted that heavy coffee cup, I love you. And like, you know what I mean? I feel like the genuineness of doing good, amazing things really falls away when you become like a bigger person online. And so I started thinking I would love to do like every week or something like that, go on Twitter and make like a 1-minute video about someone. Again, whether like I did Kathleen Lights, I could do, like I thought about doing Shane Dawson, Raw Beauty Christie, Manny Emuet, like any of them, or, you know, somebody that maybe you guys know that I don't, or that I'm not thinking of. and just kind of tweeting them like a 1-minute video, like me just talking to them and telling them all the things that I admire about them on a real level. And I feel like it would be it's so much more personal than just being like, oh, like whatever. I don't know. I just love the idea of it. And I keep thinking that as my channel grows, I got to have this moment with you guys where you guys were so genuine with me and you were so sweet and you guys were so uplifting with so many things that I did. Whether they were right or wrong, you guys were so uplifting. And I can't imagine getting to a place where my channel has grown and like losing that genuine feeling like with you guys. But I don't know, does that sound weird? Like, it's just something that I'm really like thinking about doing. I feel like it's been laid hardcore on my heart because, you know, we don't know, regardless of what we see online, we don't know what other people are facing. We don't know what they're going through. And I just feel like it would be nice to have that uplifted, like positive message from someone. And I feel like it's something that I'm really passionate about, is being uplifting for other people. I've always done it in my real life. Like, that's just my personality. And I just feel like it might be something sweet that I could do. And it might be a way too to like give you guys a voice and give all of us like more average people a voice in all of this. Just be like, hey, you know what? We really appreciated this. Like, the reason that Shane came to my mind is because of everything he just did, like with TanaCon, and that he's been putting out, you know, trying to like find the truth and his heart in the way that he does things. And I just feel like it's something that so many people think, but not many people genuinely can deliver and like say it in a meaningful way. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You guys can tell me what you think. Do you think that that's like good? Would you feel cool with me kind of representing you guys with that? Because that is something, in a way, I would be like representing my channel, my subscribers. So that's like number one. And then number two, I don't know. I love that idea. I love the idea of lifting people and like being genuine and being real and not being a fangirl. Like, for me, that's so frustrating. When I did Kathleen Light's video, one person commented and they were like, oh, that's some serious fangirling. And I was like, clearly you didn't watch the video, because I'm not fangirling. It wasn't like, oh my God. It was like genuine, like from an adult to an adult, from a woman to a woman, a businesswoman to a businesswoman, a YouTuber to a YouTuber, however you want to look at it. It was still like an adult woman to an adult woman, like congratulating you, wanting you to like feel validated in like a real sense, and not just by someone who's like a huge fan. You know what I mean? Because even if you're someone that I'm not a big fan of, I should still be able to congratulate you. I should still be able to find something beautiful in what you do or your story or who you are. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling about that, but you guys let me know down in the comments what you think, if you like it. And if you love it, definitely tell me down there, and then go follow my ass on Twitter, because I'm going to need all the help and retweet and love I can get, because there's going to be people thinking I am crazy, which totally fair. Totally fair. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. It is in the shade Forever Sunkissed. And I'm excited. I got this off their website. Why can't I get it out of this damn box? Hello? Hello? So this is her right here. She looking all kind of cute. As we know, e.l.f. is super affordable, so I pretty much jump at the chance to try e.l.f. I love e.l.f. And e.l.f., if you love me, hit a girl up. I cannot wait until one day I get PR from e.l.f. Like, you don't even understand. You don't understand. I'm taking this on an IT Cosmetics Velvet Luxe 313 brush, and we're just going to kind of tap in here. This does look like a very nice cool tone brown, so I'm definitely excited to kind of try it out. I've been actually holding on to this bronzer for a hot minute, like waiting until I was shooting a video like this so I could use it on camera. Because bronzers, I feel like when you're pasty, they are so difficult. Like, because they're a bronzer. It can't be too yellow, it can't be too orange, it can't be really red. Like, you just have to be so careful. Ugh. And it's so annoying too, because I'm so fair. And then I've got like this foundation on that's oxidized a little bit. Like, it's fine, don't worry about it. You guys, what's the rule on this channel? Say it with me. Don't be so damn serious. Makeup is not that serious. I also thought maybe it would be nice if I actually zoomed you the hell out so you could see what I was doing. Because for bronzer and blush, you need to be just a little bit farther away. Okay, I'm sorry. Why does no one talk about this? Like, this is actually really pretty, and it builds so nice. Holy crap. Like, I look really too bronzed right now just because of the other products on my face, but this is a beautiful bronzer. Now for blush, this is another thing that I was so excited to try. I finally picked them up. I've been meaning to forever. These are the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blushes that they came out with a couple months ago. I honestly, yet again, I wanted to pick them up, but I was like, how am I going to do a video on blush? I don't know. But this is the, ooh, that's so pretty. This is the shade Call My Blush. Ooh, I like this. Okay. And this is the shade Beige for Days. Ooh, these are both really pretty. I gotta be honest, this like mauve one is really calling my name right now. This one's really pretty too though. Ooh, I don't know, I love them both. Let's actually go ahead, let's use both, but really, really light-handed. I'm gonna take the Beige for Days and I'm gonna apply that toward the back of my cheeks. And then to make the upper part just a little bit rosy, I'll apply some of the other one. So we're gonna go in, this is a Morphe something brush, it doesn't say. And we're just gonna lightly apply some of this, again, kind of like more dotting, patting motions. I'm applying it super lightly. Back here. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my god. It looks kind of like bronzer, but for the cheek. Like if you're the type of person that does not love a super intense blush, but you love bronzer, oh, this is some good shit right here. I love this. I feel like we've all had those days where you don't really want like that super flush pink cheek. Like either it doesn't match your eye makeup or maybe you just don't want that look for like photos. Because sometimes, let's be honest, if you put like the pinky blush up here, it can kind of make you look like Santa Claus on Christmas Eve when he's like delivering presents. I'm going to take the other one now. And he's been like delivering presents all night. He's getting sweaty. He's been in and out of those chimneys. And he's getting that real like intense flush. And you're just like, Santa, do you need to sit down and have a glass of water? Sometimes blush can photograph like that, okay? And don't try to act like I'm not right, because I know I am. It does it to me. And I'll be like, whoa, bitch, maybe we should have calmed down with that cherry cobbler we put on our cheeks. Oy. Can I just tell you guys that, like, by themselves and together, those are beautiful blushes. They blend so nicely, they build beautifully, and they apply the perfect amount. Like, if you're the type of person that's a buildable blush kind of girl, these are I love these. Like, I feel like blushes are one of those things that you don't need to go high-end on. You can get the Milani blushes are really nice. The Flower Beauty ones are really nice. They have a ton of blushes at the drugstore. Ooh, the Burt's Bees ones. That's the only thing from the Burt's Bees makeup line that I like are their blushes. There's a lot at the drugstore. But if you wanted to try these, you will not be disappointed. And I'd also like to point out, by the way, can we talk about packaging real quick? Because where did I just put, like, look at this e.l.f. package, and this is the Bare Minerals package. They're like the exact same. Like plastic on plastic with plastic, no mirror. e.l.f. is like a couple dollars. Bare Minerals is like 20 something. You know that there's so much money in this. Holy crap. Look, oh, and while we're at it, hello, Ofra. This is an Ofra highlight package. Huh. I wonder which companies are really making all the dough here. The e.l.f. one that charges like $4, $6, whatever this is, $8. And then look at these. These are like 20 something a piece. Same exact like component. Like plastic on plastic on plastic, no mirror. Now this next step is just one that I do. You don't have to do it. It's not a new product. I go in with my Park Ave Princess palette here and I take these two lighter shades and I like to use them to kind of reshape out the face. So I just take them on my like beauty sponge here and I kind of reapply it under the eye just to help re-brighten this whole area because I always overdo my blush a little bit. Like it's my thing. And it's totally my prerogative. I love it. And then this kind of helps tone it back down and go like, hey, Paige, bring it back a couple friggin' notches, will you? You're getting a little out of control. And this is how I bring it back into control. Okay, guys, so for highlight, this was a little bit tricky for me because I don't have like a new highlight that I haven't used, but this is the one that I chose and I have used it before. It's the Cover FX little like 3-panel one that they came out with. This guy right here, I hated this highlight. Like I've used it probably 5 times now and I was finally just gonna like file it into my returns. Like I hate this highlight, I can't make it like work, it looks like crap. And then I got to thinking about the e.l.f. Highlights and how some people had to like scrape off the top layer to make them work. And when I was swatching these, like let me just show you guys, okay, like an unmessed with version. Like I'm like rubbing this one right here, I'm getting literally nothing on my hand. Like the tiniest amount of shine. Same thing with these other 2 shades. Like I'm getting nothing off of them. Nothing. Then I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and like scrape a little bit off, see if it gets any better. Well then, after I scrape a little bit off, bam, like I get this intensely like beautiful, like look at that, it's stunning. So I want to try these on camera. After I scraped them off and like did that swatch, I put them back over here for this video because I'm like, I have to know if this is good. Maybe I just got a weird one. Maybe it's something you just have to scrape the layer off. Don't get me wrong, Cover FX. I don't think for this price I should have to scrape off anything. But I'll give it a shot. I will give it one more go for you, girl. Dude, there's a mosquito in here. Bugs, mosquito. It's the big fat one that you just want to punch right in the face. Huh. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to spray my face. Urban Decay All Nighter. Don't have a new spray. There's a couple that have come out, but they're not here yet. I'm waiting for one to come in, and then I was just like, screw it. I'm not going to keep waiting to film this video. You guys, is there anything more satisfying? Oh my God. Like, setting my face is just the best experience. Okay. We always like to leave the skin a little bit damp when I apply my highlight, so I'm just going to lightly kind of scrape off a little area. And I think I'm going to mix the golden shade and the center shade, these two right here. I'm going to mix those, and I'm just taking this on my Morphe Y14 brush. I'm knocking all the powder that just kind of fell everywhere. When I went to close this Milani thing, powder went everywhere. So it's covering everything I own. So I'm just going to lightly, I'll go into the gold one first just to see if I like the color. And we're just going to kind of, okay, hold on. Let's keep going here. Okay, it's kind of, there's a mosquito. Can I help you, sir? Okay, so that right there is actually much more beautiful than when I used it. Okay, so that's not so bad. It is feeling a little bit like chunky or pulling on my skin, which is kind of odd. I don't know why it's doing that. It is emphasizing a little bit of my texture. Wow, that's a lot of highlight. We're going to fix it. We're going to blend. It's okay. While this side is dry, though, I want to go back into that gold shade and try it on a dry eye or a dry cheek. Because maybe it just doesn't like being wet. Oh, God. Okay, well, if it's not wet, you don't get anything. Like, you guys, I am going in and I can't get anything right now. And I'm like scraping and squishing and swooshing with my brush. You guys, like, now that I've scraped off the layer and I kept using it, it's like I need to scrape off another layer because I still am having a really hard time getting, like, a sheen. I tried a different brush. That's not working. And FYI, this is me going back in, blending the blush because I know it's a lot, but that's okay. I like making my face shape look a lot more pointed, and I found that pulling my highlight down brings my face and gives it a lot more of like that look that I kind of go for. So if you're wondering, like, Paige, why do you bring that so far in? That's why. If you don't want that look, a lot of people will concentrate their highlight just right here. It's all about kind of the face shape you're trying to create. And I'm sure I'll get back to that face shape at some point in my life, but lately I've really been liking this one. I'm like checking it out. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate that highlight, but it's definitely not my favorite. Like, I don't think that it's worth it. I think I have 1,000 other ones, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of my, you guys guessed it, my Ofra Nikki Tutorials Glazed Donut, and I'm going to pop just a little bit of this. Like, literally, this is what a highlight should do. Boom. Okay, that's what a highlight should do. Okay, guys, let me go ahead. I'm going to finish up my face. I just have to throw on mascara, lashes, that crap. And then I want to come back on here and give you my final thoughts because I have some final thoughts for sure right now, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about what the hell's on my arm. Oh, you guys, it's foundation. Like, I don't know how I managed it, but I have fucking foundation, like, trailing down my arm, but it, like, smeared, which probably means that if I look down, oh, yep, it's on my shirt too. Oh, good. I didn't really want to wear this shirt today anyways. It's fine. I like being just covered in shit all the time. It's great. It's great. Oh my God. All right, you guys, I went ahead. Obviously, everything is done, finished. What do we think? Like, I'm really living for this. Now, I was curious. I was like, okay, I always do wear tests on my foundations, so how am I going to work that for this one? And I'm definitely going to do a wear test. Like, it's pretty cut and dry for me. It'll be about a 7-hour wear test, which I still think is pretty good. I'm, like, so hot right now, it's not even funny. I turned the AC off so I can film, and now I'm, like, dying because it's so hot out right now. But anyways, so I'm going to hold off on, like, my final thoughts for the Light Illusion foundation, but I will tell you that so far it looks beautiful. My pores look really nice. My skin, even though I did go in and like powder it, it does have like this really nice lit look, and that's, you know, obviously ignore all the highlight. Like even in these areas where there's no highlight, I feel like my skin still looks very nice and fresh, which I really appreciate. So I'm liking it so far, but we're gonna hold off till the end of the day. So the concealers, the Flower Beauty concealer, I love the coverage. I'm obsessed with that. The Tarte one, the creaseless, I'm not obsessed with the coverage, and I feel like it's almost a little bit too thick. So, but it has a really nice brightening like effect to it. So I'm not gonna love or hate either of those yet. I want to play with them a little more, because oddly enough, what I love about one is what I hate about the other. Like the Flower Beauty one, it has great coverage, it goes on nice, it was so beautiful, so smooth on the under eye, and it was even like dewy on the under eye, which is so beautiful, and it didn't crease, it didn't get weird, but it didn't have a light enough color. It was so dark. Flower Beauty, please make more colors, because that is a great one, but I do not love that aspect of it. Truth be told, if I was to use that, I would probably use it as the concealer and then a little bit of the white ColourPop concealer over top of it just to brighten the eyes, because again, I'm so fair. And then with the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, honestly, I love the brightening effect that it has, but I wasn't a huge fan of the texture. But I do want to try it like by itself with other mediums, other foundations, and I kind of want to get a feel for it. If I had to pick one, Flower Beauty all the way. I love it. If you can find one that works for your skin tone, I'm a fan. It's good. The Creaseless isn't bad. I'm just not going to recommend it yet, because I'm not there yet. I haven't tried it and been like in love with it. If you're going Tarte Shape Tape, boom, done. Now let's move over to powders. This Milani powder, I do not like it. It was responsible for hell on my under eye. There was creasing. It was bad. I hated it. I feel like this powder could have its place, but it is not someone who needs like good, densely packed, like I crease under my eye, I have lines and bags, and like I just got all kinds of shit. I have like 10 years of baggage under my eyes. This is not good for that. If you have a very smooth under eye, if you don't have issues under there, this might work for you. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not my favorite. That moves us on to bronzer. Yeah, bronzer. Yes, bronzer. I'm like, why is this so difficult to remember? That would be this e.l.f. bronzer. And you guys, I really like this. I think that this color is absolutely stunning. I love it. It like goes on and it builds, and it's a matte bronzer, so it gives like the look of bronzy skin, but not like a shimmery effect, which is nice. I feel like lately I've tried like more cheaper or drugstore, more affordable end bronzers, and they've all been so sparkly, and then they end up looking cheap later on in the day, and I just haven't been loving that. And I love that this one goes on. It's smooth, it isn't patchy, it feels so nice. Like it's just beautiful. I don't know, I really did like this. First impression of this is that it's definitely worth the whopping like $6. I like that. The blushes from Bare Minerals, oh my god, I love these. They mix so well together. They mix beautifully on the face. They weren't patchy, they weren't weird, they didn't grab, pull, anything. Don't get me wrong, like I said before, you can definitely find good, amazing, fantastic, I use them all the time, drugstore blushes. But if you're looking at these and you're curious, or you find a color you really love, these are so nice. Like, they're really nice. I like them. What came after that? Oh, because then we set the face and we fixed the face, and then we went in with this thing. You guys, I'm sorry. So many people love this. I just don't. As I like fix my hair, I feel like such a queen, but I do not like this. I feel like this is so overpriced, overhyped. Everybody talked about loving it. I think even Tati talked about how much she loved this. I got mine right after it came out, and I have spent all of this time trying to make this work. I've tried everything. I don't like it. I'm not going to keep pretending I do. It's just not my thing anymore. The gloss is really nice too. Again, you will have seen all of that in the other video, so I'm not going to get into it. But overall, you guys, I really like this. I will stop back on here in a few hours and talk to you guys about the foundation, how it wear. I'll also learn English between now and then, and I will stop back on, and I'll see you guys in a little while to talk about it. Alright, you guys, the end of the day is here. It has been like 10 hours on my face. We're going to talk about this foundation. We're going to zoom in. I'm going to make it as quick as I can for you because the video is already pretty long. I talk a lot. It's a thing. So let's kind of look together at the situation here. It's been a while since I've looked, so I don't know what I really look like right now. Oh, well, the nose is very oily. Like it needs to be blotted something fierce. But honestly, wait a second. You guys, the only area that this is actually like bad, quote unquote, looking is like right here. There's some breakage right here and right around the nose, but other than that, like, actually this whole area looks beautiful. My forehead looks good. There's like a tiny, no, actually, yeah, there's like a tiny, tiny little bit of breakage like right here. Other than that, it looks great. So really, you guys, right through here is the only area that I'm seeing like any kind of like nasty breakage, but it's not all that bad. Now this is real oily. You can definitely see like, I mean, there's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of oil on the sides of my nose. There is a nice strip of highlight still right here. And then there's a little bit of breakage here, like a tiny bit. And then just the tiniest bit back here. But other than that, for 10 hours of a super luminous foundation on my skin, like, that's not bad at all. So like I told you guys, you know, a couple seconds ago, I'm like trying to refresh my thoughts here. I was really, really impressed when I applied this, that it had like such a beautiful dewy finish. Like, this is a truly dewy. Okay. This is a truly dewy foundation. I would definitely say this would be a foundation for normal to dry skin for sure. I was really, really hesitant because I have such oily skin. Like, we've talked about this, you guys. I'm a grease monkey. Like, it's just so apparent. And what I love about this foundation is that it still managed to become dewy throughout the day without looking like oily or cakey or nasty. And I have mattified foundations that don't look this nice after 10 hours. So I'm really, really impressed with the wearability of this and how it worked with the oils on my skin. I'm super, super impressed. That's huge for me. That was all I needed to see. I will definitely try wearing this again. For me, because I have oily skin, I always tell you guys, you know, my pros, my cons, and how I would fix it. So this is not something I would add like my Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. I wouldn't add any kind of radiance to this because, again, it is so dewy. I cannot stress that enough. Holy hell, was I like shiny, glistening, but it did mattify very nicely with the different powders. My Airspun, which is like my standard mattifying powder, it looked so beautiful, and it did have a very nice like soft matte look to it for the first like 4-ish hours, which again, very impressive for a more dewy, luminous finish on a foundation. So I think for me, how I would wear this is I would maybe mix in like a little boop of like maybe the Huda Beauty, because that has a very like staunch amount of coverage. It has definitely coverage to it, but it also is on the more matte side. It's not so much that I think this is too dewy, but it was the coverage that I wasn't a huge fan of. Like I told you guys, I couldn't hardly cover this guy completely. He was kind of difficult. I really had to build it up everywhere else. And my other issue that I had with it, you guys, and this bums me out to no end, this foundation oxidized so bad. Like, when I went and took some selfies like in natural light and then I came back, I actually had like a pink kind of line where it had continued to oxidize, and it went from being like the almost my perfect skin tone when I took it out of the tub, which you guys saw, to this really pink undertoned foundation, and that just totally boggled me because it did not look like that in any way. So that really, really bummed me out. The oxidizing sucks. So I would have to mix it with something that is very, very light, like a whitener, or for me, my Huda Beauty is very, very light, which I don't know. I don't think I have it next to me right now, but my Huda Beauty, oh, no, I don't. That's not it. But it's like their newest light foundation, and it's a very, very, very light color. It's actually a little bit too light for me, so I think if I mix the two of these together, I might have a very nice combination. It could go very wrong. It could go right. There's really no way of knowing. So I think I'll try that though. Another option would be testing out the Cover FX blotting drops with this foundation. That would be another good option because those would really help to mattify it. If that's something that you try this and it doesn't work, that's an option as well. You guys, thank you so, so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave all the comments and all that down below, as well as check the description box. All my social media handles are in there. That's the way to find me behind the scenes, see what's coming up next. I post a lot of selfies of like future videos and all that stuff, so you guys know what to get excited for and what's coming your way, which is awesome. Mainly on Instagram and Twitter, not gonna lie to you. That's kind of where it happens at the most these days. I can connect with you better. It's a thing. So don't forget to leave that down there. Also, don't forget to leave me what you think of my little videos for random people on Twitter. Let me know what you think. Does that like continue to spread the message? I feel like it does. I feel like I've already got like a list of people happening in my head, but I'd love to know what you guys think, who you guys would be like. If you could say it to anybody, who would you say it to? I would love to know from you guys, and kind of further that side of my brand, if you will, or, you know, my channel, and really just take it one step further and like reach out to people and tell them how great they are, because that's kind of the whole point of life. So thank you guys again. Ooh, I'm going to almost burp. I have like cotton mouth right now. I'm like, I seriously feel like I haven't drank anything in like 3 years. Anyways, you guys, I know I'm super random. Please do not forget to go have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Ooh, I did a full face of first impressions, and I love it. Boy, my earrings make a whole lot of noise. Make it stop.